Previously, on the dark truth files of time immemorial. Billions vanished. Lives destroyed. And one woman, Fatima, disappeared without a trace after uncovering falsified fuel subsidy claims tied to some of the most powerful men in Nigeria. But what if I told you that was just the beginning? What if the real story, the darkest part, wasn't just about stolen money but about how a country's soul was sold for oil? This is Fuel Subsidy Scams, the Untold Stories, Part 2. We pick up in the aftermath of Fatima's disappearance. Her younger brother, Yusuf, a university lecturer with a passion for activism, begins to dig where she left off. He discovers her hidden journal, filled with handwritten notes, receipts, coded conversations, and an audio recording where she names her prime suspect, Chief Tonya Obesai. Obesai wasn't just a businessman. He was the middleman for multiple fuel importation companies. Yusuf's discovery would mark the start of a dangerous chain of events. We dive into how the scam worked. Subsidy payments were supposed to go to companies that imported fuel into Nigeria, but dozens of phantom companies were created, often registered under drivers, housemaids, and market women, all on paper. Their bank accounts received millions only to be drained immediately into shell companies and foreign accounts. But what was even more chilling was the role of regulators. Several top officials at the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPPRA, were in on it. They approved shipments that never arrived, fuel that was never stored, and payments that were never earned. Enter Ngozi Umar, a former PPPRA analyst. She quietly reached out to Yusuf after hearing about his sister. Trembling as she spoke, she revealed, "They told me to sign the papers or lose my job. When I hesitated, they reminded me what happened to Fatima." She hands Yusuf a hard drive. On it, emails between agency officials, payment authorizations with false import data, and a voice recording of a secret meeting in Abuja involving politicians, oil execs, and a retired general. Using Ngozi's files and Fatima's notes, Yusuf starts connecting the dots. The fuel subsidy scam wasn't just a financial racket. It was a political machine. Those billions funded election campaigns, armed militias in the north, lavish estates in Dubai, and silent media buyers to bury the truth. The cabal included a former minister of petroleum, 2 sitting senators, a media mogul, and a notorious oil magnate known only as Al-Hojiji. We shift to real people affected. In Kano, we meet Musa, a tanker driver who lost his brother in a fuel tanker explosion. The truck had expired brakes, but was rushed into service to fulfill a fake supply contract. In Lagos, a market woman recounts how she slept in darkness for weeks because the fuel price skyrocketed after the subsidy scam collapsed. These were the invisible casualties, those who never saw the billions, but paid the price. One night, Yusuf receives a call. An anonymous voice says, "Stop digging, or you'll join your sister." The next morning, Ngozi is found unconscious in her apartment. Police claim she overdosed. But Yusuf knows better, the hard drive is missing. He begins uploading the files to a cloud server and sends copies to international media outlets, hoping someone, somewhere, will care. Despite threats, Yusuf refuses to stop. He reaches out to Premium Times, an independent Nigerian paper known for fearless reporting. Journalists begin publishing excerpts from the files, names of fake companies, payment records, and emails between regulators and politicians. The public begins to wake up. Online protests erupt. Hashtags trend. Youth groups demand justice. But the cabal isn't done yet. International financial investigators begin tracing funds to accounts in Switzerland, Dubai, and Singapore. One account, in a child's name, holds $5.4 million. Another, under a non-existent NGO, receives monthly transfers from the Nigerian Treasury. A 2020 audit quietly buried by the Ministry of Finance is leaked, confirming over 1.1 trillion naira in unreconciled subsidy claims. Chief Tonya Obesai holds a press conference to deny all allegations. Yusuf appears with a live-streamed confession from a former business associate, implicating Obesai in the falsification of shipping documents. The House of Reps launches a probe. Just when it seems the tide is turning, the lead investigator is removed from office without explanation. As Yusuf continues his crusade, he discovers something he wasn't prepared for. Fatima had recorded a video message before she disappeared. In it, she reveals her final source, someone within the president's economic advisory team. She says, they made promises. They said it would change Nigeria. But they were never interested in the truth. Only in control. As Yusuf prepares to release the full recordings to the public, his apartment is raided. Laptops smashed. Phones taken. The cloud server wiped. But there's one thing they didn't find, the backup drive hidden in a hollowed-out Quran. As the camera pans to Yusuf looking directly into it, he says, they silenced my sister. They won't silence the truth. But what happens when the people you trust most are the ones protecting the criminals? What happens when the system isn't broken but built this way on purpose? What do you believe? Can truth survive in a system like this? Should these names be publicly exposed? Is Nigeria ready for the consequences of real justice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we want to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story if you believe these dark truths must be heard.